All right, everybody, welcome to the post-game show. Utah Tech and Montana State, 31-7 is the final. You see Max Christensen there and the head coach of Utah Tech, Coach Lance Anderson. And, Coach, let's just get your overall thoughts on this opener. Not the way you wanted it to go, but just what you thought.
Overall, I mean, to have a chance in a game like this, we have to execute at a much higher level in all phases, offense, defense, special teams. We did not do that tonight, so that did not give us a chance to really compete and stay in the game. You have to give credit to Montana State. They are a very good football team, a physical football team. That's what we are trying to become. But we did not execute overall at a high enough level to have a chance tonight.
Your defense, though, they had a couple of good drives inside the red zone, and they were able to stop them from field goals. And so there were some positives that you could take away from tonight.
Oh, there's certainly some positives. I mean, the guys really battled. They played hard. I mean, you single out the defense that I felt all night long. I mean, they competed. They never gave up. They were put in a tough position. They were on the field a lot, but they battled. Now, execution still has to be better. Tackling has to be better. Our level of physicality has to be better. But the guys did. They battled.
Your offense couldn't get a first down until early in the fourth quarter. So where do you go from here? I mean, you tried all three quarterbacks.
That's definitely we've got to go back to the drawing board, figure out what it is that we can do. Who are guys that we can get the ball to that can make plays. But that's just completely unacceptable to not have a first down until the fourth quarter. So we got to find some answers there. A couple drives late in the game, the touchdown, that was encouraging. We need more of that. We need that much earlier. It's not fair to the defense.
Yeah.
If we can't pick up some first downs, at least get that clock moving a little bit.
Yeah, Coach, I want to focus on a positive real quick, kind of like you talked about, your background's in defense. The defense is on the field a lot tonight, right? Over 41 minutes of time possession for Montana State, and the guys still battled, right? Gave up some rushing yards, but it was a bend, don't break mentality. What spot in the defense do you think shined the most in this type of game, in this kind of environment where you're out on the field a lot, you're struggling, things aren't going great, but you're still fighting?
I'm proud of the defense in general for battling the way that they did. You start with the guys up front, D-line, and we got moved off the ball some, but those guys kept battling. I thought the linebackers did some positive things. You look at Jared Fotu, he's a physical football player, physical linebacker, and he did some of those things tonight. Spencer Rich was fit the run well at times. You love the guys in the secondary too, Brevin Hamblin, Jagger Williams, Scooter Jackson, the way those guys compete. So, again, we've got to get it to a higher level of execution, but I like the way they battled.
It's not very often your punter gets a lot of praise, but Andy Day got a workout. He's going to have to ice that leg because 10 punts, 41-yard average, and he didn't hurt you tonight, and he really put the guys where Montana State have to have a long field.
Exactly. I mean, Andy Day's a really good punter, very experienced. Again, we've got to be better in our coverage there. Those two big returns we gave up really hurt us. And you look at halftime when it's 14-0, and one of those touchdowns came as a result of a long return. So we've got to get that fixed. But, Andy is a solid player for us.
Okay, Coach, we're going to let you go. You got a lot to work on for the next week. Going down to Vegas to play on UNLV. They beat Houston today, 27-7.
Yeah, they are a good team. When I was at Boise last year, we played them, and they are a very good football team. That's going to be a big challenge for us this week. It certainly doesn't get any easier.
Okay, all right, Coach, we'll let you go. So you can
Coach,
get out of here, and we'll continue the post-game show. All right, Coach Lance Anderson, thank you. Okay, Max, well, give me your final thoughts here on what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's some things that need to be improved on the offense side of the football, as we've talked we've talked about again and again over this broadcast and throughout the ESPN Plus broadcast. It's about being more efficient, being able to evolve as a football team, to not just be a one-sided defensive hard-nosed, be able to battle but not quite come through football team. Be the type of team that you can play both sides of the football, offense and defense. Special teams, besides the couple punt returns, played really, really well. We talked about Andy Day as a weapon on this team and has the ability to flip the field, to generate, a positive momentum type of thing for this Utah Tech football team. They just have to be more consistent on. I mean, you can't win a lot of football games, Rod, if you get your first down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, they got to work out. They've got to maybe they've got to decide on a quarterback instead of the round robin. I don't know. I mean, we can second guess all we want.
Yeah.
The coaches are just trying to find something. They want to go into 3 quarterbacks, but the offensive line kind of got manhandled
Needs a little work.
bit. Didn't give a lot of chance to the running game or the quarterbacks, and it's not going to get easier next week at UNLV because those guys are probably better than these guys.
Absolutely. And, I mean, you're playing under the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium
That'll be
as
fun.
well.
Yeah. So we have a tailgate party going down there, tailgating, I believe, around 11 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock game time. We'll have our Trailblazer Sports Vision Trailblazer kickoff starting at 12, kicking off at 1 o'clock. So hopefully a lot of people can come down there and enjoy, our first trip to Allegiant Stadium, and it's going to be a fun experience.
Absolutely.
All right, before we go, we got to announce our Burt Brothers doing it. Better player of the game.
I agree with you. And he was able to show some athleticism even on one of those long returns because he was the one who made the tackle.
Yeah.
And, when your punter shouldn't be the guy making the tackle on special teams, but he was able to do that, saw them scoring a touchdown, did some good things. But, again, he's a big weapon in flipping the field when the offense does have some struggles.
So Monday morning on the Fan Sports Radio Network on The Drive with Devin Dixon, then in the afternoon with From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster. Listen to the Player of the Game feature, and then during the Burt Brothers commercial, they will give you a code which you can receive a discount at your next trip to Burt Brothers on Sunset Boulevard. So listen to the Fan Sports Radio Network, Devin and Caden in the morning and the afternoon. So, one in the books,
Yep.
Max, and a lot of soul searching, a lot of trying to figure out if there's something that they can do to improve. They got a tough task, a tough schedule, tough task next week at UNLV. So they got to get well in a hurry.
Yeah, this is the time you look in the mirror and see what you can do for yourself.
So I'd like to have a big shout out to our sponsors, Berries and Cream, Priority First Real Estate, and also the St. George Academy. Thank you for sponsoring part of the postgame show, Johnson Pediatric as well. Thank you very much, and we'll do it all over again next Saturday. 12 o'clock pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff at Allegiant Stadium.
Awesome.
Max, thanks.
Thank you, Rod.
Ronnie Walker, last year's running back, he's going to join us on the broadcast. You have prior plans. So Ronnie Walker Jr. is going to join us next week from Allegiant Stadium. So I'm being surrounded by all sorts of great human beings. Maybe it'll rub off on me a little bit. Maybe, I don't know.
day.
That's what I'm trying. So anyway, glad to have you here. This is what it's all about. You learn. And Coach Anderson has been saying you usually make your biggest improvement from game 1 to game 2. Well, they got a week to do that.
I think it's a good team.
Yeah, they are. So should be fun. Allegiant Stadium next week. All right. For all of us here, thanks to our interns, Zoe Hansen, Ben Dawson, Kelsa Lundstead, Nikki Hope, Katie Phipps. They're Utah Tech students. They all helped in the production of the pregame and postgame show and shooting the highlights and all that. So getting our program going up here and helping us out. So thank you very much. You guys got your name on YouTube. How about that, huh? Yay. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for listening to us on The Fan. For Max, for myself, for everybody here, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week from Las Vegas. So once again, the final score here at Greater Zion Stadium, Montana State 31, Tech 7. Have a